What was their feedback? Because Canadians are struggling. We have seen the employment numbers, which will come to Garnett for that because he's a shadow minister for the employment in Canada.
Youth unemployment rate is 14.6%, which is very alarming. Our youth is struggling. Everyone is struggling. So we talked about how the immigration policies are impacting the businesses to grow and affecting and impacting them.
The Canada unemployment rate is 7%. And your party's leader, Pierre Poilievre, also said that the Fraser Institute report came out which said 42.3%. The Canadians, they are paying 42.3% taxes, and which is combined of housing, shelter, rent, clothing.
Yeah.
So where are we heading, Mr. Ram? Do you agree that Canadians are in pain in terms of
Absolutely.
employment, crime, and all the economy?
Absolutely. I would say, and you're talking about, the tariffs are impacting our businesses. And
do you feel that they have a pain because businesses are not doing that well? Investors lost their investments, the mortgages, and all those things. Canadians don't have money. Sometimes they feel that we should not. We are a part of a G7, and we are a developed country. And now they started feeling that something somewhere is very wrong, which has damaged this country, and who will fix this?
Thank you so much for coming here. We had a wonderful discussion with business leaders today about the employment issues that business leaders are facing. My name is Amarjit Gill, Member of Parliament for Brampton West. Today I've been joined by my good friend Garnet Genius. He's our Shadow Minister for Employment, and we had a very good discussions with business leaders today regarding the employment issues and how to make things better for the workforce and the generations to come. I am so delighted to welcome my friend as well, taking time out to come here to listen to the concerns of Brampton West and in particularly entire Brampton residents. And I will pass it on to Garnet for any other further comments.
Before going to Garnet, Amarjit Ji, you are the Member of Parliament from Brampton West, and you said you had a meeting, constructive meeting with the business leaders from this riding and across Brampton. What was their feedback? Because Canadians are struggling. We have seen the employment numbers, which will come to Garnet for that because he's a shadow minister for the employment in Canada. And what is the feedback of the business leaders? What is their main concerns you heard in this meeting?
So we talked about various issues that are concerning business leaders. And if you look at the numbers that are coming, youth unemployment rate is 14.6%, which is very alarming. Our youth is struggling. Everyone is struggling. So we talked about how the immigration policies are impacting the businesses to grow and affecting and impacting them. Apart from that, we also talked about red tape that is affecting the businesses to grow. And obviously, they are looking for tax breaks. So we talked about how to reduce the tax, how to reduce the red tape, and how we can make and improve things so that we have better jobs in this city and country. And our youth generation, which is struggling to get employment, should have better opportunities in coming future.
Okay. Garnet, what you heard from the business leaders meeting is a serious concern.
Yeah.
And you yourself tweeted also summer and there is no summer job.
Yeah.
You tweeted that 14.6% unemployment rate in the youth.
Yeah.
The Canada unemployment rate is 7%. And your party's leader Pierre Poilievre also said that the Fraser Institute report came out which said 42.3%. The Canadians, they are paying 42.3% taxes, and which is combined of housing, shelter, rent, clothing.
Yeah.
So where are we heading, Mr. Garnet?
Yeah, the jobs numbers out today in particular paint a dire picture, but a dire picture that's the continuation of a trend that we've seen under the Liberals for a number of years. And what was really reinforced in conversations with business leaders today here in Brampton is how The policy failures of the government on economic policy, on immigration policy, are coming home to roost now in these job numbers. We see how the barriers preventing small businesses from investing and growing, the challenges in particular we heard today that small businesses face. The government sometimes offers a subsidy for a large business here and there, but really it's the local operators, it's the small businesses that are getting squeezed with higher taxes and other kinds of regulatory barriers. That translates into them struggling to be able to hire young people. So we see the implications for the next generation. And then a failure in terms of immigration policy, to align immigration policies with where the actual needs are in terms of employment, versus having large numbers of people who come here without the assessment of employment skills in relationship to the labor market. So youth unemployment, 14.6%. We actually have the lowest youth employment rate in over 25 years. So
Yes.
this is historic and generational, the challenges. And I would just say as well, reinforce today that the first job young people get is so important. It's you're coming out of school, you learn critical skills in your first job that are going to set you up for your future. And young people not starting on the right foot, being able to get into the labor market. Young people we're seeing increasingly giving up on finding jobs because they're finding it so difficult. That has serious long-term effects.
So what is the solution then, you see?
Yeah. Well, we need to unleash our economy. We need to, we announced yesterday, we will bring forward the Canadian Sovereignty Act to support resource development, to support small businesses investing and growing. And we heard a lot today about red tape, about barriers that make it difficult for businesses to start and grow. So we need to unleash our economy. We need to fix the problems in our immigration system. And Conservatives have also proposed targeted, effective investments in training, helping young people get the skills that are going to make them ready for the gaps in the labor market. It's not good advice to just study what you love. Young people should look at where the gaps are in the labor market and get skills that will help them get there. And we propose big investments, for instance, in union training centers to help young people get the skills they need. So fixing the problems with the economy, with skills training, with immigration, these are the kinds of things that are going to allow young people to get back to work.
When we see the world is in crisis, we have seen the trade wars, tariff wars,
Yeah.
and on top of that, Canadians were struggling for last couple of years. If we talk about crime and unemployment and the economy issues, and our House of Commons is not working, they are
Yeah.
on vacation.
Yeah.
Don't you think this is an emergency? As you met with the leaders, the business leaders, the community members, they are struggling. And our House of Commons is on vacation. When we know before elections, your party said, if we come to the power, we will finish the vacation, we will pass the bills.
Yeah.
So still in September, we are waiting House of Commons will work. They will bring the legislation on the crime. They will keep on working. But seeing the situation with US, with the trade, with President Trump, we should have been working, House of Commons should have been into emergency mode, not into the vacation mode. What is your thought on that?
Yeah, here's what I'd say on that. So there's Parliament sitting and there's the committees. And Parliament's barely sat this year. It came back May 26th. It's sat for, I think, less than a month in total this year.
Less than a month.
Yeah. But even when Parliament isn't sitting, committees can do work. So
Okay.
what I propose at the Human Resources and Skills Development Committee responsible for employment, because of the dire situation with youth unemployment, that we have a summer study on summer student unemployment. That wouldn't have involved all of Parliament. It would have just involved our committee having a few hearings. So a fairly modest proposal, but something that I think would have made a difference. If parliamentarians can get to work over the summer so that students who are out of work can have an opportunity to get to work as well. Liberals rejected that. Liberals blocked us from being able to move forward with a summer study on summer student unemployment. And those hearings would have happened. It would have hopefully led to some constructive suggestions that all parties could have agreed on. But Liberals refused to do that because they didn't want to work through the summer. So absolutely, Parliament is critically important, but at least our committees should be able to do some work in response to this crisis, and Liberals even refuse to allow that to happen.
So how you see first 100 days of Liberal government? Because before the elections, many promises were made that we will fix the things, we will fight with America, we will fight with Donald Trump. They started the retaliated tariffs and then those were taken off. How you see evaluation of first 100 days?
Yeah, well, I think I remember 2015 when I was first elected, Justin Trudeau wanting to talk always about his intentions, and it didn't work, right? It was a flop, and Mark Carney is also wanting to be judged on his intentions instead of on the results. There's a lot of continuity from what was in place before, and a continuation of a kind of ideological approach from the Liberals that is not supportive of small business, that is not supportive of free markets creating wealth, that is overly reliant on government. It didn't work for the last 10 years, and it's continuing to not work. So the proof will be in the pudding. Canadians will see the results, and they are seeing the results in today's unemployment numbers. That despite the talk of change under Mark Carney, that the trajectory of increasing youth unemployment has continued. In fact, it's gotten worse.
Do you agree that Canadians are in pain in terms of
Absolutely.
employment, crime, and all the economy?
Absolutely. I would say, and you're talking about, the tariffs are impacting our businesses, and you have seen the unjust tariff coming from South. President Trump has imposed a series of new tariffs. And in the time of global uncertainty, we want to work with anything that helps our residents. Canadians need to see the growth in employment. They need to see how the business is going to strive. If you look at Mark Carney, who promised Canadians he could handle Trump and deliver a win, Canada is coming out to be a weak prime minister. So some of the things that we really need, Conservatives stand ready and willing to work with anyone from any party to make good things happen. And we are open for all these things.
So Amarjit ji, you met the small businesses from this riding. Do you feel that they have a pain because businesses are not doing that well? Investors lost their investments, the mortgages and all those things. Canadians don't have money. Sometimes they feel that we are a part of a G7 and we are a developed country. And now they started feeling that something somewhere is very wrong, which has damaged this country, and who will fix this? Yeah. So thoughts on this?
I will tell you one thing, not only businesses, but the people, those who are living day-to-day life, are having difficulty make ends meet. They are really struggling, whether it comes to a crime, people are really fearful, going back to their homes. People are really not finding the jobs they can. So as our leader, Pierre Poilievre, said, we should be able to provide a good paying job. The Canadian dream is not there that we all think of. This is a great country, and we have to unleash our resources to make it much better. Legalize rapid resource development by repealing bills like C-69, C-48 is going to help us. Industrial carbon tax, if we will remove that, we will be having a good economy where businesses will have faith and trust and work here again. So these are the things that we really need to look into to make the economy better. I'm meeting with people every single day. They are struggling to pay their mortgages. They said they do not have good paying jobs and they are struggling to make ends meet. We have to stop
Being a people's representative, you are into Peel region, into this riding. Do you agree that many people, they don't need certificates in the parks because now that is not the time? People want their representative should open their offices 7 days a week, work for them, work for the people, resolve their issues. Either it's immigration, either it's crime, either it's economy, either it's job employment. So who can change that trend of going into the melas, parks and distributing certificates, but rather work for the people? That is the need of the hour. Your final thought, then final message from you.
Yeah, as Garnet said, and we all know that Parliament ran for less than a month. We asked them to keep it running in summer so that we can address the issues that matter most to Canadians. And on top of that, I have always said that we have an open door policies. People can come in with their concerns anytime, and we are here to address them. And this is what I will continue to do to help the constituents and resident of Brampton. I will be more than happy to resolve their issues and the things that they needed on every day. And we are working hard to bring Canada back on track, and we would be keep doing until we finish the job.
Thank you. Final message from you to the Canadians.
Yeah, thank you. We face a youth unemployment crisis in this country, 14.6 unemployment. Statistics Canada released numbers showing unemployment rate for youth from various minority communities. It's higher for South Asian youth, actually. It's over 17% unemployment for South Asian youth, and even higher for some other communities. So really big challenges facing this country, and the tendency of the current government is to want to focus on public relations, on giving out certificates, on photo ops,
Yes.
rather than on the results. And we are in this work to make life better for Canadians who rely on decisions of the Government of Canada to get to work. I remember a few years ago Justin Trudeau saying that he didn't pay much attention to monetary policy.
Yes.
But some of these concepts that might on the surface seem dry, things like monetary policy and productivity and investment, those things work themselves out in the employment numbers. So when you have a government that is capricious about productivity growth and investment and monetary policy, the implication of that is higher unemployment, a decline in opportunities for our young people, historic lows in youth employment.
Yeah.
So this is what we need to
Big
change.
concern.
Just final question for you. As Premier Ford said that give jobs to the work permits to the refugees. They are here in the country. They need work permits. They need to work ASAP. When we have job employment numbers as unemployment numbers so high, Canadians are not getting jobs. The temporary workers or the refugees, who will hire them when we don't have a jobs, when we don't have employment?
Yeah, well, under the Liberals, there's been a big increase in inland asylum claims, and it takes us years and years to actually get through the adjudication of those claims. That's a huge problem. These asylum claims need to be adjudicated quickly because we need to align our immigration system
Yeah.
with the economic interests of Canada.
Yes.
And when you've got people effectively jumping the queue, making asylum claims here without any kind of labor market assessment, and then staying for years, going through multiple rounds of appeals even after their claims are rejected, that's a big problem. We need to address these delays, make the system efficient and effective, and align our immigration system with the labor market interests of the country, which means filling those gaps where they exist, building people that are going to bring people that are going to start and build businesses that are going to employ more Canadians, and not having this lack of assessment at all, where people are coming to compete with those who are already here doing jobs.
Do you agree that LMIA, there should be audit on the LMIA things, because still LMIAs are going on, still the
We're seeing a lot of fraud there,
Yes.
and I know this is something our immigration colleagues have been
Can you
pursuing
bring
at the
some
immigration
motion on that
consistent.
to have an audit on those
My,
things?
my understanding is there's some work being done at the Immigration Committee, that there was some work being done before Parliament was prorogued. Again, we're in a situation where Parliament and its committees have barely sat,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of work that needs to be done at the HUMA Committee, Justice Committee, and at the Immigration Committee. But I agree that fraud in terms of the system has been a big issue, and the Liberals have not taken ensuring integrity in our system seriously at all. Okay,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
So आज के member of parliament Amarjit Gill from Brampton West तो और MP Garnet Genius जेडे के shadow minister for employment in Canada. So they had a meeting with the business leaders in this riding, and उन्होंने concerns सुने, उन्होंने गलबात सुनी, और जो कैनेडियन सफ़र कर रहे हैं एज MP Garnet Genius ने भी किया कि इस साल च पार्लियामेंट एक महीने तो भी घट वर्क किया है, एंड एम्प्लॉयमेंट जेडे अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट यूथ का जेड़ा रेट है 14.6% जंप कर गया, विच इज़ हाईएस्ट इन लास्ट 25 years. Canada unemployment rate 7% है. Economy is dying. First 100 years of Liberal government, we have seen that our Honorable Prime Minister is working, is fighting, but we are not fighting with America. We are into limbo. where the Canadians, where the businesses should go. So ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੋਈ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਹੈ, ਰਾਏ ਹੈ, ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਏਰੀਆ ਦੇ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਆਫ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ, MPP, ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ, ਸਿਟੀ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਡੋਰ ਨੌਕ ਕਰੋ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੋ ਆਪਣੇ ਡੋਰਸ ਓਪਨ ਰੱਖਣ 7 days a week instead of photo ops and other things. Thank you.